KSAT 12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
It is not here yet, but it soon may be. We're going to take you into the lab as San Antonio doctors hunt for the OMICRON variant. New changes mean new research.
We're learning things on a daily basis about how SARS-CoV-2 behaves, how it changes, how it adapts.
That story coming up, but first. As the holidays near, coronavirus cases in San Antonio are on a slight upwards trend. Our risk level worsening after jumping up from low to a mild risk level.
Now, this is still a small jump compared to the surge that we saw earlier this year, but, you know, the virus is still out there. This past week, more than 250 people have tested positive every day. At least 4 people died today, and almost 200 COVID-19 patients are in the hospital. And doctors are afraid that that's going to get a lot worse as families gather for Christmas.
Now, it's why medical experts remind you to be vaccinated. If you want to be fully vaccinated by Christmas, make sure to get that final shot by Saturday. It takes 2 weeks for the vaccine to reach its peak protection. Well, the holidays and the OMICRON variant, those are 2 reasons more parents are getting their kids vaccinated.
Yeah, the Night Team's Patty Santos spoke with a parent whose son battled COVID, and now more parents are urging others to go and vaccinate their kids.
Concerns caused Mauricio Aguilar to delay a COVID-19 shot for his 10-year-old son until now.
I think everybody's, kind of concerned with the next variant coming out.
Aguilar trusts it's going to be okay.
We're kind of a little bit nervous, but hopefully the man above will take care of us.
But it was no sweat for the 5th grader.
Are you nervous?
You nervous, son?
Yeah. I've been on TV.
After seeing her son overcome a serious COVID-19 case, Michelle isn't taking any chances.
It was pretty bad for him. Sure, he had to be having the asthma pump and things like that for his breathing, and I suggest for everyone to get it for their little ones.
Today, the 5-year-old got his second shot. Dr. Seth Kaplan with the Texas Pediatric Society says there's been a good response by families of kids ages 5 to 11 who are getting the vaccine.
Statewide, about 15% of kids have gotten their first dose. So that's a start, but obviously we still got a ways to go.
A case of the new OMICRON variant is already reported in the Houston area.
If they're seeing it, it's very likely that it's all across the state by now.
With only 17 days till Christmas and family gatherings, Kaplan says this is a good time to start the vaccine process.
Any protection is better than no protection, and it takes 2 weeks after that first dose to really begin to see the protection start to build.
And Metro Health is offering the Pfizer vaccine for anyone 5 and up here at the Alamo Dome. You do not need to have an appointment. Remember that kids ages 5 to 11 get a smaller doses than the vaccine that is for adults. And the shot, again, could cause some mild symptoms like a sore arm, maybe some fatigue, even a fever. Live in downtown, Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Patty, thank you. So now you're thinking, how effective are vaccines when it comes to the OMICRON variant? Well, data shows some promise for the Pfizer vaccine, but there's a catch. You'd need all 3 doses of the vaccine. Dr. Anthony Fauci says that researchers still have a lot of questions about this, and vaccine makers also need to release more information. Already, we are seeing cases of the OMICRON variant in Houston, and doctors here in San Antonio are on alert.
We are continuing to closely monitor that and do smaller batches of sequencing more frequently so that we can very quickly react if we do detect it in town.
All right, so let's take it a step back. How exactly does that sequencing process work? Well, our Lee Waldman takes us into the local lab that's hunting for OMICRON, and that story is coming up in 10 minutes.
Right now, let's talk about weather and a weather roller coaster, weather whiplash. We saw colder temperatures at the start of the week. Today felt like spring.
Yep, you didn't even need a jacket or anything. Meteorologist Adam Caskey is tracking that for us tonight. And Adam, now we're talking about humidity in the forecast.
Yeah, increasing humidity through the night tonight. And first thing tomorrow morning, you'll notice that muggy feeling back in the air. Already dew points in the mid 50s up and down I-35. Here in San Antonio, dew point at 55. And this gentle flow off the Gulf of Mexico is enough to continually increase our dew points, or the entire moisture content of the air overnight. So it's going to feel sticky with dew points in the 60s tomorrow morning. that's going to also lead to some areas of fog. Here's our futurecast, and visibilities are likely to be reduced a bit in spots throughout the morning commute tomorrow. And not everybody's going to have the same visibility, but in some instances it could drop below a mile for the morning commute. And then we clear on out and have sunshine by the afternoon. I mean, record challenging high temperatures on the way ahead of our next strong cold front. I'll tell you how much cooler it's going to get behind it coming up.
Thank you, Adam. You know, she may not have taken candy from a baby, but police say she did go after something else. Virginia Torres accused of stealing charm bracelets from children that she was supposed to be taking care of. Police placed their own bracelets on the 45-year-old today. You can see her walk in front of our cameras while she's handcuffed. She didn't have anything to say to us, but investigators tell us the thefts happened while Torres worked at a daycare center. The victims, just 3 and 4 years old. Police tracked down the jewelry at a local pawn shop. Abuse is not love, and abuse is a big problem in Bexar County. Since 2015, domestic violence cases have nearly doubled in our county. In our series, Living in Fear, we've tried to shine a spotlight on family violence in our area.
And now Bexar County leaders are working together to slow down what is clearly a public health crisis. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas says that our region could get more funding and resources to prosecute the abuser and also help the victim.
Family violence cases in Bexar County has consistently increased since 2015, nearly doubling the numbers that we saw 6 years ago. The county now unveiling their plan to slow cases, which boils down to needing more funds for personnel and resources.
We have over 2,500 individuals identified as high-risk domestic violence victims. One coordinator is simply not enough.
Director of the Family Justice Center, Crystal Chandler, explains their team members are overwhelmed, and they're not the only ones. Traditionally, Bexar County had 2 judges assigned to domestic violence. It's now been increased to 8, but it's still not enough. Judge John Longoria adding that Bexar County prosecutors handle nearly double that of other surrounding counties.
We're continuing to administer the cases, share the cases, and address the problem. But ultimately, there is a great need for resources.
The plans include overviews of current caseloads, services to assist victims, and advanced ways to monitor high-risk abusers. The Family Justice Center is asking for $327,000 to add personnel to their programs. District Attorney Joe Gonzalez is requesting $3.1 million to add resources to deal with the backlog in these misdemeanor cases.
During the pandemic, we were not able to resolve a lot of the family violence cases that were set for trial. There was no incentive to resolve these cases until now.
The Family Justice Center says currently 64% of their victims are at high risk, making the request for these funds much needed. County Judge Nelson Wolf will have a special session on December 21st to hear these proposals and take action. At the county courthouse, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Paul, thank you. At some point, you've probably asked whether it's possible to even prevent cancer. And researchers are saying that the answer to that is kind of complicated. It's something that we focused on during day 2 of the San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium. We spoke with a local oncologist who said that it's important for women to keep estrogen levels from getting too high because that's what elevates the risk for breast cancer. And one way to do that is to stay at a normal weight because excess pounds lead to higher estrogen levels. And now here's something that one of you also wanted to know. It's a question that you sent in. It's from Kathy Farmer, and she wants to know if there's any research being done to eliminate HER2 positive cancer permanently. So now here's the answer from a local expert.
We have not been able to eliminate breast cancer. As far as HER2 positive breast cancer, we cannot eliminate it. We still don't know why some women get HER2 positive breast cancer versus estrogen positive breast cancer.
We'll continue to pass your questions along to researchers and scientists. Just look for the story on KSAT.com. Submit your questions. And by the way, the symposium continues through Friday.
We've been getting some great questions.
Yeah, definitely.
You're still ahead on the Nightbeat. One local student taking a chance, and boy, did it pay off. The gut reaction that's now given her a free ride to an Ivy League school.
Yeah, exciting stuff. And we're also going to take you inside the San Antonio lab that's on the hunt for the OMICRON variant. And that, my friends, is coming up next on the Nightbeat.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Joe A. Gomez Law Firm. Hi, my name's Jose Rios. This is my wife Tara and our son Robin. And on behalf of the Gomes Law Firm, we'd like to wish our military members and their families a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Delta, now Omicron, the emergence of new strains of COVID-19, putting an emphasis on the science behind them. And scientists in San Antonio have been very busy during the pandemic tracking variants in our community.
And right now they're keeping a very close eye on the Omicron variant. The night team's Lee Waldman went to the UT Health San Antonio lab to speak with the doctor who's leading the team.
SARS-CoV-2 is the virus behind COVID-19. As it survives in our community, it changes.
So long as the virus circulates, it will multiply. So long as it multiplies, it will mutate.
The only way to identify which strain it is to test the virus. The team at the Molecular Diagnostic Laboratory at the UT Health Science Center at San Antonio is running those tests to identify which strains of COVID we have in our community.
We're looking at the entire genetic makeup of those samples. We're able to compare them to known databases.
This picture shows what Dr. Marjorie David's team is looking for. The Delta genetic sequencing is on top, Omicron is on the bottom. You can see there are obvious differences between the two. Some boxes colored in, others are left blank. The different combinations throughout the genome are the signature of the variants.
As we've adapted to the pandemic and sought to find ways to help Bexar County to follow how SARS-CoV-2 is behaving within our own community.
Right now in our community, 99% of cases are the Delta variant. It's wiped out the Alpha variant because of its transmissibility.
That's apparently what we're going to be seeing, or what we predict to see with the Omicron variant as well.
There are still no detected cases in our area, but with a positive case in Harris County, David says it's only a matter of time.
Those alterations or mutations that it acquires, would give it an advantage above other of the same type of SARS-CoV-2 virus that's circulating.
Her team of 10 is getting positive tests from UT Health San Antonio as well as University Health Systems and Metro Health. When the tests arrive, that's when the work begins to extract the viral nucleic acid in a secure room. They'll check the viral load to make sure enough of the virus is present, and then the genetic sequencing happens on the MiSeq machines, 30 to 192 samples at a time. All of it takes 10 to 14 days.
Never did I think I would be involved in virus sequencing in my career, but I'm very happy to be able to help out in the pandemic and serve the community.
In an effort to share more of the information with the public about their work in genome sequencing, Dr. David and her team are creating an online dashboard to share variants of concern and variants of interest in our community here in Bexar County. That should be online and available for the public to see and in the next month to a month and a half. Reporting live, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Very important work. Thank you, Lee. Well, senior year can be the year for making big decisions when you're in high school, from picking your next school to applying for scholarships. Well, KSAT's Alexis Page tells us about one local teen who followed her gut and got a full ride to an Ivy League school.
It still feels like a dream. How would you react to knowing you got a full ride scholarship? We start screaming down the hallway. That's how Medina Valley High School senior Aya Kasim reacted. Her next destination is Yale University, something that wouldn't have happened if she didn't follow a gut feeling. I thought I didn't have what it takes. In fact, I almost didn't submit my QuestBridge application, and then I did. She's referencing the QuestBridge National College Match Scholarship. The goal is to connect high-achieving seniors from low-income families to universities. Aya is glad to have a leg up on her future, an opportunity her immigrant mother never had. She is my role model. She always tells me I have 10 times a better life than she does. Aya will be pursuing a computer science degree to hopefully add more female representation in the field. And with free tuition, room and board, textbooks, and more, she says this means a brighter future for my lineage and my descendants.
Wow.
Again, that was Alexis Page reporting. Aya says she was inspired to go to Yale University after watching the TV show Gilmore Girls. All the best to you and way to go, Aya.
Yeah, we're rooting for you.
Yeah, keep us
awesome.
informed on how you're doing out there. All right, meanwhile, live shot, look at the flag on top of the Tower Life building.
Yeah, a little windy out there, 62 degrees right now. Our Adam Caskey is tracking all the changes that we're going to be seeing in the next few days.
And it's going to be a whiplash in terms of changes. You'll want to have shorts and short sleeves the next few days, and then jackets for sure as we get into the upcoming weekend, especially a certain part of the weekend, and we'll get into that in a moment. But today, 45 in the morning, then a high of 78, a big temperature swing, and we're warming up. I mean, today, well above the average high of 66. We're going to be even warmer the next couple of days. Del Rio topped out at 83 today. Several locations hit 80. Hondo 81, Pleasanton 82, and even Fredericksburg hit 80 degrees. You look at our high temperature trend the next few days, we'll be in the low to mid 80s Thursday and Friday, and then boom, the bottom falls out. Saturday and Sunday, we're talking afternoon high temperatures, the warmest part of the day, right near 60 degrees. And that's just part of it. So let's get right to it here, starting with the current numbers out there, dipping down into the upper 50s. In the Hill Country and other locations, Carrizo Springs 59, 59 Kerrville, even New Braunfels at 56. Actually, what I think is going to happen tonight over the next few hours, we'll see the temperatures drop a few more degrees, and then closer to sunrise, even before sunrise, they'll start rising a little bit as the humidity increases. Now here's the big picture. Colder air off to the north of us as usual. It's not as cold as it was when I showed you this map the past couple of days, but we are going to tap into some of that cooler air by this weekend. Thursday, Friday, still warm, even record challenging. The record high next couple of days is 85. We're going to be close to that. Friday, we're predicting 84, so we'll call it mid-80s and record challenging, of course. But that cooler air is right on our doorstep. That pushes into town. It's here for the weekend, and those high temperatures will be near 60. But that's only part of the story. Watch what happens to our morning temperatures from near 60 degrees in the morning, the coolest part of the day, down into the 30s Sunday morning. So that's the big whiplash you're going to notice. Sunday morning, chill in the air, well below average, and it is possible we could have our first freeze in some parts of our area. We've had a freeze in the Hill Country. We could have a first freeze elsewhere. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that and fine-tune that forecast in the days ahead. But taking a look at the big picture, no major system that stands out, still a dip in the upper level flow near Southern California. That's going to team up with a system coming in from the Pacific Northwest. That's going to help generate the cold front that's going to hit us in the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. As for rain chances with that front, we're talking only about 10%. East of San Antonio, 20 to 30%. So pretty minimal rain chances. That would be around and before sunrise on Saturday. Then next week, a few 20% chances here and there. So nothing major, nothing big, nothing that would give us any good moisture that we need. Fog in the morning tomorrow, 62 at sunrise, 82 and sunny by the afternoon. And we will be even warmer, of course, south and west of town. There's that temperature whiplash, and then Monday next week, we warm up rather rapidly again.
I like how you have the 36 glistening there.
Have it sparkling.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so Greg, thank you for being with us. Now we want to hear about the Cowboys.
Well, and their coach. Right.
Yes.
Well, the thing of it is, he is due back tomorrow, but he's been living out of a hotel since right after Thanksgiving because of that COVID positive test. When we come back, what has that been like for him over these past few weeks? He'll let us know. And more honors for UTSA coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy will be back in person tomorrow as the Cowboys prepare for their biggest rivals, the Washington football team, this Sunday. McCarthy had to remain away from the team for 10 days, according to NFL protocols, after testing positive last week for COVID-19, forcing him to miss the Cowboys' 27-17 victory over the Saints in New Orleans. But he wasn't the only one. 5 of his assistants were left behind, along with offensive lineman Terrence Steele and rookie Nashawn Wright. He met with reporters today via conference call and said how frustrating it was for him to be locked in a hotel room since November 26.
I'm not a big fan of the telephone, and this has really tested my patience because I feel like I live on the telephone and Zoom calls.
Ezekiel Elliott, who has been slowed by a knee injury, was a full participant at practice today. It was his running back teammate, Tony Pollard, who, by the way, did not practice today, dealing with a foot injury. That could be a big loss if he's not ready for Sunday, since he's produced two of the longest plays of the season, his 100-yard kickoff return against the Raiders and his 58-yard touchdown run against the Saints. The Houston Texans have cut linebacker Zach Cunningham after suspending him for the 31-0 blowout loss of the Indianapolis Colts for showing up late for a scheduled COVID-19 test. But what makes this decision even worse is that Cunningham just signed a 4-year, $58 million contract extension after leading the league in tackles in 2020, leaving the Texans with nearly a $13 million cap hit in 2022. Cunningham started 7 of the 10 games this season, was second on the team in tackles with 67. Head coach David Culley was asked today why.
We got standards, and I didn't feel like that those standards had been met consistently. And I felt like I made a decision that was best for our team. This is about the team. It's not about any individuals. It wasn't tough at all. You know, it's about the team. It's not about any individual player. And the one thing that we always talk about is that it's not necessarily trying to be the best player on the team, but being the best player for the team. And that's our motto.
All right, more honors for UTSA football today. Head coach Jeff Traylor and star running back Sincere McCormick were named the Conference USA's Coach of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year. Traylor leading the Roadrunners for the best season ever, 12-1, that included an 11-game win streak before they lost their only regular season game to North Texas and Denton. And if that wasn't enough, led the Roadrunners to the first ever Conference USA championship in their 49-41 victory over Western Kentucky in the Alamo Dome, and will now lead UTSA into back-to-back bowl appearances, accepting the invitation to play San Diego State in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl on December the 21st. This is the second straight season that McCormick has been named the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year after rushing for 1,479 yards, 15 touchdowns that included topping the 100-yard mark, a league record 8 times, that included 204 yards and 3 touchdowns in that title game. Roadrunners quarterback Frank Harris on hand tonight to help the Salvation Army clear the Angel Tree at Walmart on Days of Vala. Salvation Army's Angel Tree provides toys to about 7,000 children who otherwise would not have a very Merry Christmas. It's through community support that the children find presents under their trees, and Frank was part of the final push to fill the needs of the remaining 350 children in need.
Using my platform for the greater good. It's more to it than just about football. Like I said, once football is over with, I want to be remembered as a great person, and this is just something that I can do to make that happen. And it's more about me, and it's more about just football.
All right, way to go, Frank. Battling Beavers of Falls City are headed to the state high school semifinals next. The Battling Beavers of Falls City are headed to the Class 2A Division II state semifinals, where they'll meet undefeated Mart in Elgin. That's after they were able to beat Burton 34-20 for the Region 4 championship. In that victory, Luke Schaefer rushed for 144 yards, 3 touchdowns, and on defense, he had 6 tackles and an interception. This is the 5th straight year Falls City has won the regional championship. Now they set their sights on returning to the state title game, where they won back in 2010. But first, they have to get by Mart, who they will now face 4 straight seasons to try and get back to the title game. Mart has won the state championship 3 out of the last 4 seasons. KSAT 12 Sports made the trip to Falls City today to hear from the Battling Beavers.
They're really good. You know, they've gotten the best of us the last 3 years, but that's why we're out here working, so we can go and compete.
And we've played them. This is going to be our 4th year in a row, and we know that past few years it's been a battle trying to stick up with them, but this year we prepared longer and been ready for this for a long coming, and it's going to be different this year.
All right, it's Falls City and Mart in the rematch Friday night at 7 in Elgin, about 2 hours north of San Antonio. Tiger Woods is making his comeback with his son Charlie next week in the PNC Championship. Tiger tweeting out today, although it's been a long and challenging year, I'm very excited to close it out by competing in the PNC Championship with my son Charlie. The 36-hole event, which tees off on December the 18th, is for major champions and a family member. In fact, it was his last tournament he played in last year before the car crash in February that almost cost him his leg, spending months in the hospital and rehab to recover to the point where he can now play again. And there's a lot of speculation he'll never be able to play at the level he played before the car accident, but it's just great to see him back out on the course competing right now at any level.
Yeah, and with his son.
And with his son, of course.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll continue his legacy.
We hope.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be right back.
Back to 80 degrees tomorrow, even mid-80s south and west of San Antonio. You get to Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Quemado, mid-80s, even Carrizo Springs, 86. In and around downtown, about 82, Timberwood Park, 80 degrees, and then the bottom falls out briefly for the weekend, especially Sunday morning, down in the 30s.
All right, thank you. Thank you for watching us. Have a wonderful night.
See you tomorrow.